Hey guys, it's Katie here with Life in Mundane, and today we're going to be talking about All About Reading, the language arts reading program that has been put out by All About Learning Press, and we're going to be talking about how specifically I use the program with multiple children and how I organize the actual materials. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, I want to say that I love All About Reading. It is a great program that is very, very thorough in my mind. I have struggling readers, very, very struggling readers, and it has been a process and it has been slow going, but it has been really good and they haven't gotten as discouraged as they have with other programs. So I love that it is written by a mom and that it is written by a mom of a child with dyslexia and other reading challenges. So it is great to know that there's somebody else who has been in this boat, who has done it. This is not just for your early readers. It definitely can help early readers. I know several friends who've had kids that are reading, 3, 4, 5 years old that have done this program and loved it. So definitely can be used for that, but it's also great for those of us who have kids that are struggling a little bit more. So I want to show you guys how I organize this. I do have, all 4 of my kids are in some level of All About Reading. I have one in the pre-reading, one in All About Reading 1, and I have 2 in All About Reading 2, and they'll be moving on to 3, Lord willing, soon, but it's a process and we don't rush it. And so I want to show you guys kind of how we do that. The first thing I will say as far as organizing it is that the All About Reading teacher's manuals are fantastic. They give you a breakdown of the lessons. They give you scripted words of what you need to say. They show you what tools you're going to need. They give you little tips and tricks. If something's not working, here's how you can do this. Great manual, super thorough, but they're really, really, really thick. And the binding tends to crack, at least on mine it has. And so I actually like to take mine to Office Depot and get it spiral bound. And then I got just a plastic cover over the front just to kind of give it some durability. And I love this now because now I can just open it up, fold it, and I've got my lesson ready to go. And it's not quite as cumbersome as kind of keeping track of this really big book, especially when we don't always do school at the table and we're doing it sometimes on the couch or in the backyard or whatever it is. So definitely recommend doing that. If you have just a little quick plug, if you have an HSLDA membership, you actually have the ability to get a discount at Office Depot. You can sign up for a free Office Depot discount card. They'll send it to you in the mail and you can get all of this done really cheap. So I've done it to all my manuals. Definitely would recommend doing that. Okay, so now it comes to all the materials. So if you're not familiar with All About Reading, it comes with flashcards for the kids to go over their words, to work on building up their memory with that. It comes with letter tiles to do on the board. It comes with fluency sheets that they need to practice and review. And it comes with little games and activities that you use throughout the lesson. So lots of little pieces. You get it in a student activity book. And then, like I said, the letter tiles and the cards. So that's what it's going to look like when it comes to you. And it's a little overwhelming for a lot of people. So I want to kind of share with you how I've organized it. First of all, I do have the letter tiles and I do have the dry erase board and we do use them quite a bit, but they've also come up with an app. Now the app, just to give you a warning, is only for tablets and things like that, not for phones, but they have a great app. It's like $20, which sounds like a lot, but it is the best investment ever because you won't lose all the little letter tiles and you can take it with you wherever you go. You can drag and drop and make all the words just like you do on the actual whiteboard, but we actually use both. So this is my binder of my activity thing. I actually cut up my child's activity binder and just slid it into a binder. It does need to be a pretty thick binder because there is a lot in here. I have the little sticker sheet in the front pocket, and I keep my children's chart that comes with a cute little chart to track how far they are in their lessons. And I keep one child, because I have 2 in this level, I keep one child's in the front, one child's in the back, and they have that right there and accessible for them. And then I have each lesson in a sleeve protector, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. Each lesson in just a sleeve protector. I got these off Amazon in bulk, and it makes it a lot cheaper, but I have each lesson in there, and I've got everything you need for this lesson. I've got the flashcards that you need for this lesson. They have the fluency sheets here that they practice at the end of each lesson that are in there, and then any activities. And I pre-cut out all these activities. Now, All About Reading has now come out with an all-color edition, so all of these black and white images are actually all cute and colorful. I have not gotten that yet, but I like to go ahead and pre-cut everything out. So this lesson, they were finding gold, so they were putting these little nuggets in the creek, and then they were picking up one, reading the back of it. If they get it correct, they can put it in their mining pan. So they've got a lot of cute things like that. It doesn't seem like it would be that big of a deal, but it actually really, really helps with reviewing those words and makes it more fun and less, the flashcards can get old really fast. So this is just kind of a way of mixing it up. And there's not too much to do. I will say this takes a little bit to put together, but I usually do it over the summer or, take a weekend and do it and just prep it all at once, have it done, and then it's ready for the whole year. If there are letter tiles that you need, I actually slide those in the page protector as well back there with the flashcards. So you have everything all in one spot. I can just take this out. I actually put this in their drawers. They have school drawers for each subject. So at the end of the day, when they finish the lesson, I put the next lesson in there and we can pull it out and then I can just pop it in there. And then we actually use dry erase markers to go through the fluency sheets. So I take a dry erase marker, they read a word, they cross it out, and they just cross it out over the page protector, and then I can erase it all and we can move on from there. So that has been really helpful for using it with multiple kids. And when everything's done, I put it all back in there, minus the flashcards and the letter tiles, because the letter tiles go up on the board and their flashcards go into their review boxes, but it does keep everything nice and together, so when the next child gets that lesson, everything is all together. So it does take some prep work up front, I'm not gonna lie, but if you do it this way, it makes it really simple for years to come. So yes, I have a lot of kids in All About Reading, but because I've done this all along the way, I only have to sort one set a year, and then the other ones are already done for the years past. So it makes it a lot more simple that way. A few tips for how I use All About Reading with my kids, with having multiple kids in it. So I have 4 kids in the program, and instead of working with all 4 of them each day, because it's about 20 minutes a day, and we set a timer and say 20 minutes and you're done. Doesn't matter if you're mid-lesson, if you finish lesson, 20 minutes and you're done. And that's actually an All About Reading tip that they give you, just so your kids don't get burnt out and frustrated, and it's been really helpful for us. But that adds up to a lot of reading instruction a day when you've got 4 kids in it, and I have 2 more that are coming up soon. So what we've decided to do instead is we actually do 2 kids twice a week, and then the kids that are not doing All About Reading that day are doing review games like reading eggs that they're doing to work on their reading, and they're doing read alouds to me and things like that. So they're still working on reading every single day, but we do the actual intense phonics instruction through All About Reading. We do that twice a week. And then Fridays is our catch-up days, and so sometimes we'll do a little bit extra on Fridays, but if not, no worries. So we're just kind of taking it at a slower pace. Again, because we're struggling a little bit, we're taking it a little bit slower. Once things start to click, we do pick up a little bit more. One thing I will say is that I took the time at the beginning of the year to laminate and cut out every single flashcard. And guys, this is not an easy job. There is like, I don't even know, 300 flashcards? I'm not sure. There's a lot of flashcards. And I did that at the beginning, and it is nice. It does make them more durable, and with several kids going through it. But I think probably for level 3, I'm not going to worry about actually laminating all the flashcards. It just seems to be an extra step, and we're going to see how it goes, because they actually make it with really sturdy cardstock, and so I don't feel like it's as necessary to have to laminate it all. It's just an extra step. So we're going to try next year. If you guys have done it without laminating before, drop a link below. Let me know how they've held up. If we always need to, we can always go back mid-year and laminate if we need to. So I hope that's been helpful, just to kind of show you how we organize it, what we think. We love this program. It's just been such a blessing to our family. And I think the big thing is to make it work for you. Do not let your kids go over that 20 minutes unless it's just, all rainbows and butterflies. But even then, it's good to do more often and do shorter instruction time. And I think that it's just really important to make sure you don't get burnt out on thinking that you have to get an entire lesson done in an entire day. If it needs to take you a couple of days to do a lesson, okay. When we first started out, it would take us like 3 days to get, and we were doing it every day at this point, but it would take us like 3 days to get through a lesson, and it was so discouraging. But then things started clicking, and now they're doing closer to a lesson a day. And but we just kind of hold it with an open hand. If a concept is really hard, I'd rather them master it before we move on than to just get stuck on it and just sit there. So I hope that's been helpful. I would love to know if you use All About Reading, how you guys organize it. Let me know in the comments below. I would love if you subscribe to my channel. I post videos every Wednesday and Saturday. I'm making the most of the little moments in homeschooling, home management, parenting, and everything in between. I hope you guys have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye.